Happy New Year, everyone. I hope that your plans for the new year include just being a better you. And you know you can do that at any time, right? Tomorrow is never promised. So to wait until the first day of a new year to even consider thinking about being better and doing things to make life better for others around you, well, tomorrow's just never promised. So I hope that every day is a day in which you think about just self-betterment and helping to make the world a better place. I kind of want to piggyback off of my last audio blog from Blog Talk Radio dealing with parenting. Parents or anyone desiring to be a parent, thinking about considering to be a parent, wishing, hoping, praying for parenthood to be a part of your journey, I do want you to consider this. Consider that you have to make room for children. I am an advocate for children, a former educator for many years, a product of the foster care system, short time, short sprint, but nonetheless, I had that experience as a part of my journey. And I got to, when I look back, I see myself in so many children's shared journeys, those who were in foster care, those who were not. And I tell you, the cycle can continue, but you know, we as adults, when we are blessed to become adults, we have the power to change cycles. So I want to start with parents. Parents, you don't always have to do the same things that your parents did, especially when you come to a place where you know and you realize that some of the things that they did were not beneficial to you or a blessing. Don't transfer, don't place upon your child, your children, the damages, the dysfunctions, the despair that was placed on you. You can cut that. Make this the year that you make that decision to cut it. For those desiring to be parents, please consider who you are, where you are, and why is it that you want to be a parent? Do you want to mimic what your parents did? Or is it a selfish reason that you want to have children? Do you want to bring someone into the world who you really believe you have positive energy, wisdom, knowledge, and so much positive influence or whatever to place upon a life, that life will not just mimic you in certain areas or not be a mini me, so to speak, but this life, you can impact this life to impact the world. I mean, I don't think a lot of people think like that when they realize they're having kids. It's just the excitement of this little creature and all the things we want to do on the surface, and how this little creature can make our lives better. We think it was selfish, what they can do for us, what happiness they can bring to us, how they can be a conversation for us, all these other things. But I just want you to start thinking this year. If you're already a parent, your children are grown or adults, please consider how to be a better parent. It's never too late. It's never too late to become a better parent. I am just so burdened by the enormity of conversations that I've had over the years, and they continue even as I exited out of my profession. The conversations are still coming. The conferences are still being established to discuss behaviors that a child may show that really are a reflection of what's going on in the home. and what's going on in the mind of the parent. Parenting is serious business. You have to make room for your children. You have to be intentional with them and engaging. It's work. It's tiring. And it's something we should think about before we get pregnant. Now, I know someone's going to, who she thinks she is? Tell me what. But you know what? I know things happen. And some things, pregnancies are not all planned. I don't believe I was a planned pregnancy. But once we are here, and parents, we make that decision to go forward with having a child. There are sacrifices, there's intent, there's work, there's responsibility, there's discipline. There are a whole lot of things we just have to grow up and do. We don't, and this is what I want to share too. In doing these things to grow up, please don't make your child the brunt of every time you get angry and you think about what you could have done, didn't do, whatever. It's not your child's fault. Children did not ask to come here. And as parents, we were children at some point. We didn't ask, no one asked to come here. We're here. So you don't tell your children, I could have had this, that, or the other if it wasn't for you. Understand that you are planting all kind of dark things into the mind of that child. I really, really, really want parents to start thinking this year about what you're saying, what you're not saying, what you should be saying to your child. Praise, things to compliment them, things to acknowledge them. For more and lengthy conversation on this, I invite you to listen to my podcast, Parent Talk, because I am just burdened by the number of parents who are up in age, actually, and have not come to a growing place to apologize, to repent for some behaviors, still up in age, 70, 80 years old and still acting foolish. You don't get a pass. No. You do not get a pass on acting nasty, being mean to anybody because you're old. Nothing biblical about that. Okay, so my point is there's some older people who really need to apologize, repent. Whether your children accept it or not, you need to do it because it has infected and affected them in such a way that it's creating just further dysfunctions in your family. And it doesn't have to be that way. It really doesn't have to be that way. So I challenge every parent, every wannabe parent, to consider what it means to be a loving, caring, engaging, very present parent. You want to be a parent, it's work. You got to be engaged, you got to be ever present and willing to love beyond what you can think. Please listen to my blog and learn more about how I feel about this. I am really serious, folks. We as parents, we have to do a better job. We're not perfect. We'll never be perfect. But we have to do a better job at this. Parent Talk 2019. We can do better.